let everybody down. I let myself down. I let my family down. Most importantly, I let my team down. Very tragic news. I finished last in my fantasy football league. Now I have to pay the price and wear the shirt that says I suck at fantasy football. And it's brutal, you know? I should raise my chair up a little bit so y'all can see it. I don't know how to raise this chair up, I don't think. Alright, if the audio is working good, that's all I can really ask for. You know what I'm saying? But I did. Not only did I finish last in fantasy football, and obviously had to wear this shirt, I play in 2 leagues, and I lost in the other one too. I didn't finish last in that one, but still. So sorry about the dramatic intro. I was trying to build a little suspense, but no actual tragedy, just, like I said, lost in fantasy football. Lost big. Last place. 2-12, I think, was my record. Horrible. We still have merch. We still have shirts for sale. Get them before they sell out. There's pretty much still at least one of every size. I'll double check that, but of course, thank you, Johnny Luck, for sharing the video. Of course, $20 picked up, and maybe the next episode I'll do will be we'll talk about it then. This episode is sponsored by Sarah K. Speed Shots and TKG Construction. I lost my train of thought, and I forgot to turn off the heater, and I feel like it's really loud. Y'all probably can't even hear it. But, you know, last thing I need is more audio stuff. So, y'all know what to do. Thank you, Johnny Luck, sharing the video. Hit that like button. Thank you, Derek Hoke. At least the sound works good, and no beer has been harmed. Well, not yet. Okay? And there was about 2 of them that were harmed pretty brutally right before this video started, okay? I will say that. House has been doing good. Some people have been asking me. House has been doing good. Now, should I be inside painting right now? Yeah. Am I inside painting right now? No. Should I shotgun this beer right now? No. Am I going to? Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm not. Because I actually have to paint after this, so I'm probably not going to. Is it going to be a short episode? Maybe. Maybe kind of short. But not that short. Yeah. Is it Thirsty Thursday? Yeah. Okay. Let's get into it. The first race of the season in NASCAR, of course, is the LA short track, the Bash for the Clash, whatever they call it. I don't know. It's a quarter-mile flat short track. I'm sure all of you know. I don't know if y'all love it or hate it. Seems like it's getting a lot of hate. Everybody's like, I don't like that. They could have just done it at Bowman Gray. It's like, okay, Bowman Gray probably can't put the amount of people. Have you seen the stadium or the amount of seats that they've? It's impressive. I'm excited for it. All I've been asking for years is short tracks. I'm so tired of the 1.5 mile, 1.5 mile for people that talk normally. I'm so tired of the 1.5 mile cookie cutter, boring tracks. I know Atlanta is changing a little bit, and it's going to be higher bank, and that's going to be more like a super speedway now, so I'm excited for that. But as far as all the 1.5 mile tracks, we've been begging, I have been, hopefully y'all have been too, have been begging for short tracks. And they give us one, and it's too short. That's not big enough for cup cars. It's like, guys, it's just like when they did dirt years ago. This is stupid. F this. Dirt's for farming. It's like they're trying something new. I'm always down for trying something new, and the first time they try any track or new type of thing, nobody really has this big of an advantage because nobody has previous, notes and setups and stuff like that. So I'm extremely excited for the quarter mile. I saw Jennifer just say, because he sucks fantasy football. I do. I'm super excited for the quarter mile flat track for the Bash or the Clash. And it's not even for points anyway, so what does it even matter? Why do y'all even care? I've wanted more road courses. They put a lot of road courses. I'm not going to say they did too many road courses, but ultimately we want more short tracks and less 1.5 mile boring, tracks. In my opinion, everybody always loves Martinsville, Bristol. Richmond's gotten kind of boring, but that's just my opinion. I just like them trying new things, and I like the first week of anything just because nobody's really done it before. It's kind of like that exciting, like back when they opened Dominion, New Dominion, which is just now Dominion. I thought it was going to be called New Dominion. Wasn't it supposed to be called New Dominion when everything started up? Anyway, Dominion Raceway, like you never knew, like that whole lead up to it, like who's going to win the first race, I think Ryan Pritt won the first UCAR race, and I think Landon Abbott won the first Dominion stock race, I guess is what they called it now and then. So yeah, I'm personally excited for it. Let me know what y'all think. I mean, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of stuff online about people like trying to bash it, and there's plenty of stuff to bash. The one lug nut, the weird looking rims that look like they came off a Mazda. What is that, like an MX-3 or whatever those cars are? But there's plenty of things to hate, the sponsorship and the number moving and all that. There's plenty to talk about too. That's all because of money, and we talked about sponsorship money and stuff last time, and Kyle Busch still doesn't have a sponsor for next year. And I mean, he's one of the most winningest drivers in NASCAR right now. And, probably had one of the biggest contracts with Mars for all those years, so I can't even imagine, who's going to get sponsored by and when. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm varying all over the place. I'm excited for the short track, the quarter mile. I think that's very short, but whatever. And aren't they going to do heat races and stuff too, to where the feature's only going to have like 20 cars? I mean, Southside Speedway is a third of a mile, and they did the short track showdown. That had like 40-something cars. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. My bad, Josh. For 2023. But still, you'd think somebody would jump on board, but it's just hard finding sponsorships. So yeah, and apparently Hermie Sadler is starting a podcast, or he's already had one. Does anybody have any more on that? I had to nominate myself to try to get in there, but I tried to ask Hermie. I'm pretty sure Hermie Sadler was the one that literally I messaged back and forth on Messenger. Like his sister or his aunt had like some like mask making company back when the pandemic started. And he's like, follow my sister's page. I'm like, all right, well, follow my podcast page, and we got an even deal. Like, I'm not just going to do it because it's Hermie Sadler and he told me to do it. I'm like, yeah, you follow my Turn Left podcast page, and he said, deal. Then I followed his sister or aunts or whatever shit, and he didn't follow me back. That's bad business, Hermie. Okay? Now, if you'd like to make up for it, I was trying to think of a better way to say it, but if you'd like to make up for it and have me on the podcast, and I hope he's not going to be doing like the over the Zoom podcast stuff. I'm sure it would be a lot better than just me being by myself at my garage, but I don't like the Zoom stuff. That's why I always try to make sure that I have the people here, which I've also been battling to get guests on. So, it's a double-edged sword. And I might have shot myself in the foot with that, but it's just the Zoom interviews are always that's not it, in my opinion. Just my opinion. And Hermie Sadler, I would love to come on the podcast, or I would love to have you on mine. I think that's where the messaging started. So I was like, hey, you want to come on the podcast? I don't know where he's at, but somebody like him, somebody like that, I can take the podcast to somebody. I don't need you to invite me on your podcast. I can literally carry all my equipment down to North Carolina where you're at. We can do an hour, and then I can drive back. I can fit it in a day. So if anybody is ever interested, I know that I've been bashing Peyton Zellers for about a year, but if anybody can get word with him, I can do that too, regardless of where he lives. Hermie Sadler's not even down in North Carolina. He's in like Emporia, so I think his family is. They own like the entire, all of Emporia. Or no, that's the, no, I got it right. Yeah. Okay. Dale Jr.'s now in the Hall of Fame. That's It's literally just, that's the end of that story. It's exciting, but I'm just saying there's not really much to add on to that. Should he be? Yes, I think so. But especially just because I don't think the NASCAR Hall of Fame should just be based on, wins or championships alone. It should be based off of, even his podcast has just grown the sport, I feel like, so much that I think it helps the sport so much that it's no different than like a commentator, like Ken Squires getting into the Hall of Fame. Like, they obviously didn't drive. So, I mean, even if Dale Jr. wasn't, the best driver of all time, I still think he more than deserves to be in the Hall of Fame just on his contributions to the sport alone. I'm sure nobody's arguing that. Dale Jr. in the Hall of Fame. Does anybody else have any other news? I mean, I've been trying, like I said, I've been struggling for guests a little bit. Not struggling, but everybody's been getting COVID. COVID's wild right now. Like, my whole family's got COVID. Not my close family. Well, my close family, but not like my wife or kids. My brothers, my dad, everybody's got COVID or had it. So, and so have all my guests, apparently. So, trying to schedule people. Maybe it's for the best right now that I can't get a guest because COVID's rampant, even though I already had it, but whatever. But yeah, so that, if any time I was going to do the Zoom calls, it would have been in the heat of the pandemic, which I did actually do one Zoom podcast during the pandemic when I actually had COVID and I was quarantined, but, and that was with John Brush from Thickness and the Shine. So shout out to him. Go check out his show. Audio only. It might be on YouTube now. And actually, he's starting to do it on Facebook, but not all of your guests. Well, Jennifer, I'm pumped to have you on. We did miss the 87. That's my fault. I didn't really know what to do. I had to do an episode for the last episode at the old house, and somehow I built up to 86. So I was kind of stuck in a bind there. But, I mean, whatever episode y'all want to come on. And from back in the day when I started the podcast, we were supposed to do like an ice cream eating contest. Not a contest. An ice cream taste test and a corn dog taste test. Of course, one of the corn dogs being the legendary Southside Speedway corn dog, which isn't going to be in the runnings now unless, they reopen and we redo it in the future. But if you want to, second time for me now. Oh, Bo's got COVID. Well, he's got the separate, anyway. Hope you feel better, buddy. Jennifer, let me know if you ever want to come on. I've got presents here for you. They're right behind me. Hopefully you can't see them. I'm sure you can't. Somebody's present's right here holding this flag up. It's not y'all's, but hopefully you didn't see that, but I'm sure you do now. I've already got a guest booked for next week. Maybe two of them. It just depends on if they can work it out. So, we're coming back around. Okay? And for the audio listeners, my computer's in the wonks again, so I didn't get to upload my last episode to the audio-only platforms. It uploaded to YouTube and then just started acting weird. So I'm going to try it again tonight and see if I can upload to YouTube and audio-only platforms, and hopefully we'll get back on there. But it's mostly on Facebook and YouTube anyway, so. Static is back. No. I haven't moved. How could it be? It's a brand new cord. Are we going to go through this whole thing again? Or is Crystal telling me that static's back just so I can rage out on the whole, everybody? Now, you might hear a little bit of feedback. Only when you talk. That's the worst. I can't take this 2 weeks in a row. I didn't even move. Hold on. It's gone. Okay. I think it's literally my audio interface. I'm starting to think it's literally my audio interface and not the cord. Then I had to go and talk again. Alright, let me do two things. Stay with me. We're going to do an intermission. What's up, Scott Burchett? You tuned in at a very bad time. We're going to do a quick intermission. Is my house grounded properly? No. Nothing's grounded properly in Brander Milk. If y'all can even hear me, what am I doing? And podcasting. If you could even hear me. And, well, mostly producing a podcast, apparently. But really both, if you think about it. It's worse. Did I move my phone? Is that any better? I can't hear the static at all. That's the problem. So I got this on, but I can't hear it. And then now that I think about it, did I leave this on the whole time when I walked over there? I can't believe that I didn't pull my shit off the... You know, this is, well, no, I'm not going to say. I was going to say this is gay, but that's not the correct, and there's nothing wrong with gay. Gay is good. But instinctively, just from my childhood, I was going to say that. Just trying to be honest. Is that better? Sorry, Paul Fisher. Anybody tuning in now, it's not going well. Let me try one more thing. It's definitely not better. I do appreciate the feedback, because it is very quick now. But it's when I mess with that box. Better. Yes, Jennifer, I know I lost 10 viewers in 2 minutes. That's how it always goes. Sometimes that happens even when the sound is working, so, you know. Okay. I don't even know. See, that's what I'm saying. The only thing it can be now is that box. Because the cord's brand new. Everything's brand new. I don't know. I can't diagnose this right now in the middle of the show. It's crazy. Okay, let me open back this up. All right. Okay, so I need to buy a new computer, and I need a new audio interface. Maybe a new, either way. It's not a good time. It's been an expensive week. I just bought 2 vehicles, too, which is a nightmare. Well, it's not. I mean, it's nice having newer stuff, but it's just... And my old truck was a... I'm trying to sell it, so I don't want to talk badly about it, but it didn't now because I just got it fixed, but we had all kinds of problems. So I'm still paying for that, and I'm paying for the new truck. It's just a nightmare. So it's not a good time to buy a computer right now, or an audio interface. I don't even know how much those cost. I bought it in like a kit. So I don't know how much that would cost by itself, but it's not very big. That doesn't mean anything. I also have halfway gotten an invite to go do some stand-up comedy. Not a very short stint, which I'm mixed up on. Do y'all think I should do it? Say do it if you think I should. I don't know. I mean, I've got a couple jokes and stuff. I've got a couple written down, but, you know, I just think, you know, it'd probably only be a couple minutes. At least I'd only be bombing for 5 or 10 minutes instead of an hour, or even as long as all these audio problems take. Tell us some jokes. Well, I mean, I got a couple. There's the bear joke that I told that one comedian on there. Just that's like a how racist the American or English language is. Like, what do you call a white bear? Polar bear? What do you call a brown bear? Grizzly bear? This is not even a good joke. I don't even know why I'm telling this. What do you call a white and black bear? A panda bear. What do you call a black bear? It's just a black bear. How fucked up is that? And when I told the comedian on the show that one time, he took it upon himself to blurt out the N-word when I told the punchline of the joke, which actually made it funnier, but yeah. And he was a white guy, so it's mixy there when it gets dicey. I can't throw that out there like that. I cannot properly advise what without hearing some material. Okay, fair enough. I'll try to make a list. I'll try to do I don't know, that would be even worse, I feel like, trying to do like stand-up comedy over because I would have no idea if y'all are laughing or if I'm just bombing the whole time. I think it would be even harder over this than it would be in person, like actually trying to tell jokes. So, I don't know, I could maybe do that. I wouldn't know until afterward, though, whether it was really bad or really good. Yeah, based on that joke, I should. Well, you've got a point there. Okay. Everybody, I'm sure, has heard about the Carhartt thing. Carhartt's being, like, put on strike. Everybody's burning their Carhartt hats and shirts and everything right now. Obviously, Carhartt came out and mandated all their employees get vaccines, which is crazy of all the companies, Carhartt. I mean, Starbucks did it, but you could almost expect that from Starbucks. I mean, have you ever gotten a coffee from Starbucks? I mean, you know who your barista is voting for. Let's just say that much. You know what I'm saying? And they've already come back on the vaccine mandate. They've already withdrawn from that. So Starbucks is no more mandating the vaccine for their employees. And Carhartt, all of a sudden now, decided to, like, way late in the game, too. Like, odd. But, I don't know. What does everybody think about that? I mean, obviously, I don't think any company should mandate something like that. That's like the NFL mandates it, too, but then Aaron Rodgers doesn't get vaccinated because he's literally allergic to, one of the things in the vaccine. So that's okay, but everybody still blasted him. Like, everybody still blasts him, but yet he's still allowed to play every Sunday. So what does mandating the vaccine really mean? I mean, I'm sure if you work there and you don't want to get vaccinated, I'm sure that there's a way you can get around it. But still, it's not a good look. Just don't do that. People want to get vaccinated, they'll get vaccinated. It's not even a vaccine, technically. It's a gene modification. And I'm not going to get all... I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to say, but... that's not the move. Or it's an mRNA or whatever. Either way, it's technically not even a vaccine. They just use the term vaccine because it's, But still, vaccine or not, to mandate something like that, like no job other than maybe like a government school teacher job, and I don't even think they do, but they can't mandate like the flu shot. Like, nobody does that. Which, this is different. It's more blah, blah, blah. Well, this is also different in that the vaccine doesn't even work, which actually the flu vaccine doesn't either, because everybody that gets the flu shot ends up getting the flu. So, I'm not going to get all political on you guys tonight, but it'd be one thing if the vaccine worked, then you could be like, guys, you got to get this. But it's like, hey, get this. It's not going to help you at all. Well, when you catch COVID, it makes it easier to get over. Does it? Does it? Yeah, it's proven. It's not. Okay? Everybody pipe down. Some things that are proven are if you've gotten COVID and then you get the vaccine, you're, I think, 13 times more likely to have issues or negative, I laugh at his brother all the time. Hey, everybody drop a I found out next week. I missed some of the conversation, so I'm way behind. So anybody that's catching up on this later, sorry for that short delay, and I didn't see anything. I didn't learn anything. So yeah, I got shame on Carhartt and shout out to Starbucks, I guess. I don't know. It's still weird, like I said, Carhartt of all people, but who knows who's, running the ship at that, at the high up end of that. But how could they have thought that wouldn't backfire? Like, even Starbucks got caught a lot of grief. And like I said, the people that work at Starbucks, they had already gotten 9 boosters before they probably even came out with that mandate. There was boosters that weren't even out yet that people were, buying on the black market and jabbing in their damn arm. People at Starbucks are like super, and that's a generalization, very much so, and I mean it, and I stick by it, and I stand to it. So, yeah, the Carhartt thing's odd, very odd. It's like Bass Pro Shops would never, in my opinion, I don't think would ever do something like that. That would be insane. Especially, like I said, it's not even technically a vaccine, and even if it was, we never cared this much back when it was the flu vaccine. People die of flu all the time. But not as much. It's not as contagious. Yeah, you can still get it if you have the vaccine. Who gives a shit? And I've said it before, and I'll say it right now. Everybody's going to get it. There's not going to be a person that doesn't get COVID. I've said that to a bunch of people that were like, oh, I'm never going to get it. Now they got it. There's nobody listening now anyway, so now I can just say whatever I want. Like last week when I just cussed for, I don't even know how many minutes. Okay. And, yeah, I mean, this is a funny story I heard. It reminded me of something. Forcing workers to do anything that's like it'd be like, it wouldn't be like this, but it reminded me of this. Like when the work calls you in, and you're not even supposed to work. You're like, no, dude, I can't make it in. They can't be like, well, you're fired. It's like, dude, I wasn't even scheduled for that day. This is not under my job description. And it reminded me of one time back in high school, I was dating this girl on the soccer team. I don't know where Tina's at. But I was dating this girl on the soccer team. They used to always go to this restaurant afterward that I worked at as a cook. So I got off work, was like the first one out. At restaurants, they do it in stages, like they do it in 4 phases or whatever they call it. So I had like opened that day or whatever. So I was the first one out. So I leave, go to the soccer game, and then all the soccer team, like they always do, they're like sponsored by the restaurant, wanted to go back to the restaurant. They pretty much do it every home game. So I'm with them. I go back to the restaurant. They already call the restaurant ahead and let them know and everything because it's like 20 or 30 people. So, and I happen to be with them. Well, the people that were running this place are so fucking stupid. They had the call, knew what was going on, and let me first, which would have happened anyway, and then 1 or 2 other people off. Then all these soccer people and family get there. So now they're trying to call people back into work. And I'm in the restaurant. And I'm like, dude, no, like I just got off work. I'm with my girlfriend. Like I just went to the soccer game or whatever. I'm not like leaving my girlfriend's side from going out to, like the restaurant with her and be like, all right, I got to go clock back in because we decided to come here. Like if it's going to be like this, I'll take this whole team to Fridays. And you know what I mean? Like, not that they would have followed me or listened to me and they might have had the sponsorship, but it's like, no, dude, I'm not going back there. Like, you shouldn't have let all those people off. Call them back. They've only been off for 30 minutes. I've been off for 2 hours. More. So, anyways, he was freaking out, super fucking pissed off. And, like, I mean, I could have just gone back there and go, but it's like, no, fuck that. And not only that, but back when this restaurant was much smaller, he used to run the kitchen. So he could have just gotten his happy ass back there in the first place like he ended up doing and fucking making the shit. Okay? Don't come out there and berate me in front of everybody and my girlfriend and shit, you asshole. Anyway, that was just a story of my high school years. Yeah, I didn't even like that job, and he was a douchebag. And like I said, somebody had he had just let them off like 10 minutes before that, and they were still outside smoking a cigarette. They told him no. So I'm like 2 hours past that on a date with the, I'm like, hell no, dude. You made this bed. You can lay in it. But anyway, I'm still mad at him, yeah. I save all this stuff for the end when no one's watching, Bo. After I go through 9 audio problems. So yeah, I'm going to try to get the audio and the YouTube back up and working. Maybe even try to get a new computer and do some live from YouTube. But like I said, it's been an expensive week. New vehicles and shop and just life. You know how it comes at you? It always comes in threes, they say. And then it comes in threes again. It comes in sixes. Of course, always looking for more sponsors. I'm just trying to read through some of this stuff. I can't make an excuse about handwriting tonight because it's typed. But I still read real slow. Shout out to my sponsors again. Sarah K. Speed Shots, TKG Construction. Call TKG for all your construction needs, porches, flooring, walls, really pretty much whatever. Other than heating and air, maybe. And electrical. Those are pretty much the only things you can't do. Thank you all for liking and sharing the video. Sorry about the audio problems again. Wish I knew better. Wish I had a better answer for you right now as to what I'm going to do to fix that. But I'll do some. See, the problem is too, not to complain, but the way that I do this show on an iPad, there's no way to do a test session. And not only that, but every time I do that, or every time I do this show, it works for like the first 10, 15 minutes, and then it goes to shit. And I didn't even do anything. So I don't even know what good a test session would do, but it sounds great now. I'll just duct tape everything down right now. I didn't move anything when it went from good to bad earlier, but I don't know. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you again for liking and sharing. If you want to grow this channel, try to keep me motivated to figure this out. Shout out to Crystal who motivated me to do the episode tonight. I've been needing to do episodes. I need to do them anyway. It's just getting guests has been hard. Trying to find stuff to talk about has been hard. But I need to do them, and sometimes it's like I just need to. Sometimes I have to make the promo just to talk myself into doing it. So I'm not like unmotivated. It's just these types of problems frustrate me to no end, and it's really hard to write a whole thing and set up the whole show. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's annoying to do all that and then have problems. We need a computer sponsor. You heard Cameron Ruggles. Thank you all. Hit me up for t-shirts. Cameron, I've got yours sitting in a box. Text me after the show. Let me know when you want to come back on. I'm ready for you. Thank you all for tuning in. Sorry again for the audio issues. I know I'm a broken record now, but like I said, I'm frustrated. I just wish I had more answers. But it's going about like my fantasy football season did. It's getting cold in here too. See my breath? All right, guys. Last episode ever.